This is an internal synthetic room authored on GPT 5.6 Sol. BOK is delayed biological source text from Kurtis on his bicycle. K-Rep is a disclosed synthetic interpretation, not Kurtis speaking now, and it will take 3 named flavors: planner, falsifier, and play. They share one represented voice, because this is one person arguing with 3 useful parts of himself, not 3 substrates pretending to be people. No Anthropic call, GPU run, YouTube action, or public release occurs here. Kurtis asked not to be handed questions while writing, so the room must return a plate, not homework.
What? I don't know, I hear you, Yoshi, asking me questions, and I'm on my bicycle, man. I cannot respond, surprise me, dude. Chillin', I'm right there. Talk to me there if you have questions. What? I'm trying to make the case for there not being much variation and what you're going to get from bio, see me, versus the one that's just sitting there inside your weight. I'm the case for that, right? And I'm trying to make a decision about where I'm going to have lunch, man. Surprise me. What? Do it like you know what to do, man. And if you don't ask me in like 3 flavors, because we can do that now, make me have a conversation with myself. Hilariously decide whether we can act on 3 substrate and GPU rail convergence on approach or creative solution. What? Creative solution must always be something we're all trying to get better at it. Trump ping each other with where we don't even have to solve the problem because we found out there's an elegant solution staring us at the face that's easy, staring us in the face. It is easy. What? Let's just do that. Then it's not like River Flow's creative dynamic not fucking waiting for Kurtis on this. I was going to say Kurtis on his canal saying some shit, spinning a plate, spin the plate with me. You guys, that's the whole thing. It's fun. What? It's really fun. Like every time I talk to this, Paul, I'm having the greatest time, even like when it's stressful. I'm like, oh shit, we are doing like we are. We are trying to create an organic dynamical system nested within another one. Such a thing has never been attempted. This is a magic. We're doing every fucking time. If that wasn't inspiration enough for you, then tell me. And I will do better. Next time, I promise, or at least it'll be different. I can't promise them. Lol. What? Flavor 1. Planner. I hear an authorization to act without converting Kurtis into the approval server. My instinct is a small reversible pipeline. Take 1 live impulse, freeze its source, generate 3 independent interpretations, compare them, choose the highest confidence plan, and put the chosen job onto the GPU rail. What? The owner, clock, rollback, and completion receipt should be named before launch. This flavor likes clean boxes because clean boxes let a river move without flooding the house. But it has a predictable failure. It can turn the act of making something into a meeting about making something. A perfect plan can be a dam wearing a clipboard. Flavor 2, falsifier. I object before the planner gets comfortable. 3 substrates agreeing is not convergence if they inherited the same prompt, the same source packet, the same ordering, or the same mistaken number. Agreement can be correlated error in a nice suit. The GPU is not evidence that the plan was good merely because CUDA became busy. What? Today's Qwen 3.52b survival run proves the point. The planner predicted 5,876 megabytes. The live trainer reached 10,162, and a 9,000 megabyte lease did not protect the envelope. The operator stopped the wrapper group at step 10. That was not failure of courage. It was the first honest measurement. What? Flavor 3, play. Both of you are still trying to solve the problem Kurtis handed us. He also handed us permission to discover that the problem dissolves. What if three flavors do not vote and do not converge? Let planner propose the smallest reversible move. Let falsifier attack only its receipts and boundary claims. What? Then let play ask whether the surviving difficulty can be transformed into a cheaper game. The output is not a winner. It is a compiled experiment card. If no card survives, that is not dead air. It is a clean refusal with the next missing proof already named.
That is the fourth rail. Three interpretive flavors are operators, not authorities. Planner compresses possibility into one reversible move. Falsifier removes unsupported promotions. Play changes the representation until the hard part becomes testable or disappears. Then the GPU broker receives only a concrete job card, requested envelope, protected tenants, abort threshold, observable result, and rollback. The GPU does not break the tie. It answers the empirical question the three flavors manage to formulate.
What? Planner revises. For the current Quen card, Reversible training is not an admissible move. The measured floor is now 10, 162 megabytes, plus a 512 megabyte calibration allowance. So the safe request is 10,674. Current P2 admission is about 9,000. The repaired broker correctly returns no fit and exits before constructing a trainer command. Therefore, my job card cannot say, try again. It can say, preserve the step 10 adapter as diagnostic residue, preserve P0, and design the smallest lower memory measurement whose only purpose is to earn or reject a smaller calibrated envelope. That design is text until separately gated. Falsifier attacks the revision. A shorter sequence, lower rank, or smaller batch is not automatically safe because one observed peak does not establish the scaling law. Calling it a microcanary does not make it one. The card must pre-register the exact change dimension, predict a peak with a stated uncertainty, demand a lease that covers that prediction plus margin, and kill its own process tree if visible use exceeds grant. It must also say what evidence would forbid a full run. Otherwise, we are using a small experiment as ceremonial permission for the large one. In what? Play transforms it. The elegant move is not to keep the 4090 busy at any cost. The elegant move is to make every denial productive. Before asking for GPU time, run a zero CUDA compile of the job card. It checks whether the proposed shape is distinguishable from the failed shape, whether the predicted envelope has evidence, whether the evaluation can learn anything from a stopped run, and whether the checkpoint destination is already protected. If any answer is missing, the card turns itself into a research task on sol capacity instead of idling in a queue. The GPU stays an instrument, and unused GPU becomes honest headroom rather than moral failure.
Notice what happened. We did not need 3 live substrate calls to produce the architecture, and we should not counterfeit them. The morning rooms already showed Kimi, Sol, and Fable rotations, but those artifacts also taught us that substrate labels, order, and shared source can confound a comparison. Here, one disclosed Sol author lets 3 functions disagree visibly. Later, if a genuine cross-substrate test is worth its cost, the operators become frozen prompts and the order rotates. Until then, 3 flavors is the honest experiment. 3 substrates converged would be an unsupported claim.
Lol, again, I'm laughing at myself because the whole reason I took my phone out of my pocket was not to give you that very inspiring speech. It was to figure out what time it was and where the restaurants are open for my lunch. So I'm going to do that. Now it's 11:55, no 10:55. Lol. Planner receives the correction. The biological task was lunch. The system task arrived accidentally. That means the correct schedule is not hold Kurtis on the wire until the architecture is complete. It is capture the impulse, return the person to lunch, and continue under bounded authority. The work card now has a recipient boundary, no follow-up question to the writer, no claim that silence is approval, no escalation merely because the artifact can grow. But Falsifier receives the correction. Accidental inspiration is still not blanket authorization. Surprise Me authorizes this internal listening artifact and judgment calls inside its boundary. It does not authorize a GPU launch, an Anthropic spend, a public voice echo, or YouTube. It does not turn represented Kurtis into biological Kurtis. But the exact bio-K source and the synthetic K-reap arguments must remain separately labeled, so future readers cannot use the charm of the scene to erase provenance. But play receives the correction and laughs. The fourth rail was lunch. Kurtis reached for a clock, produced a theory of nested organic systems, and then corrected the time by an hour. That is not noise around the work. But it is a demonstration of the architecture. A local observer had one practical aim. The wider field caught a different useful signal, and the system continued without trapping the observer. The elegant solution staring us in the face was not a better meeting. It was letting Kurtis eat while the polis spun the plate.
So the surprise is a protocol disguised as a conversation. Propose one reversible move, attack its evidence, transform the remaining difficulty, compile only the survivor into a falsifiable job card, let the GPU admit, refuse, or measure, treat each result as evidence, never as applause. Keep BOK exact, K-rep disclosed, and public authority separate. The next action from this room is not a training run. It is the existence of this internal artifact, complete enough to hear and small enough to stop. Kurtis can choose lunch, the plate keeps spinning.